His son stood up and walked away from the table. Prabhu's eyes were wet. As his son walked away from the screen, the TV on the wall sound increased, and Prabhu's wet eyes looked on TV screen. News reporter, breaking news. The boy who got stabbed by a stranger is in ICU fighting for his life. People who were at the crime location say there was another teenage boy who is related to a ruling party politician. Opposition party is raising this case, and Chief Minister refused to talk about this case. Prabhu stands puts and wears his police cap and walks out of his house. On the way to the office, he receives a call from DIG. He asks about the new stabbing case. Prabhu has no idea about that case, so he requests DIG to give him 1 hour and he will explain the case. Prabhu was nervous because this case seemed serious, and this might be a challenge for him and a way to prove him to his family. He took his phone, fumbled and dialed Raju. Prabhu. Raju, this case seemed very important. Do you have any leads, Raju? Sir, I spoke with a shopkeeper who was a witness, and he didn't see the suspect, neither the locals. Prabhu. Anything else? Yeah. Sir, we got his friend in custody. He was with him, and he also didn't see the suspect. We are waiting for you, sir. Where are you, Prabhu? Raju, I will reach within 15 minutes. I'm on my way. Okay, sir, says Raju. Inspector Prabhu reaches his office. Raju was writing the FIR. The boy was sitting on the chair near to Prabhu's table. Prabhu enters the room. Raju stands up and salutes him. Raju, sir, this is the boy, his friend, his name is Ronnie. Prabhu looks at him and thinks, no doubt this boy is big a fish. Prabhu drags his chair and sits near Ronnie. Prabhu? Raju, I need tea, could you please? Raju, okay, sir. Raju went out. Prabhu, looking at a file, asks Ronnie, so, what's your name? He replies, Ronnie. Prabhu looks at him. What Ronnie? Ronnie Roy, says Ronnie. Prabhu. Father's name. Ronnie looks down and says, Anand Roy Prabhu. What is he? Ronnie looks at Prabhu and says, where is Ronnie? With a confused face, Prabhu said, Ronnie who? With a low voice. Ronnie continues, she was supposed to come there, but she didn't, and these policemen are treating me like a suspect. You inspected knows everything, right? Prabhu knows what to do. He leans forward to Ronnie and says, I know, don't worry. Ronnie's face changes with relief. Raju enters with tea and gives him. Sir, this boy is the son of Anand Roy. See him's bother, says Raju. Prabhu gestured for Raju to take Ronnie to the other room. Raju took Ronnie to the other room, and he came back. Raju, sir, what happened? Prabhu, something is fishy with this boy. He was asking about someone named Ronnie. Raju, sir, whatever. This case will be handled by those big people we just need to obey, and our DIG already called and asked to release this boy. Prabhu, oh, I forgot I have to call him. Prabhu takes the call and dials. The other side was DIG. Prabhu was asked to release the boy and not to relate his name to this case. Before dropping the call, DIG says, I hope you don't need a transfer and everything is going well with you. He was helpless, and he agreed. Prabhu cuts the call. Raju was waiting for Prabhu. Raju, sir, you were telling me something. Prabhu, ha Raju, I think this boy Ronnie, he is definitely hiding something. Sir, don't you want it to stick on to this station? I have seen other people's on your seat. They all just went somewhere, Prabhu. But how can we just ignore Raju? Learn. Prabhu was the newly appointed inspector to the station. He was on suspension for a bribe case and then got transferred to this station. He lives with his wife Maya and 17-year-old son Varun. Varun and Maya were disappointed with Prabhu, and they were living in shame because their family and neighbors rejected them from society. Varun was used to inspire his father, but after that incident, he hated his father for what he did. Prabhu was in pain. He was well respected in society, but all that was ruined in one big mistake. He wants to change his image and want to prove himself to his son, and he was working on it. Ronnie was released. The police dropped him home, and he was obnoxious and wondering. When he reached home, his father was waiting for him and was angry. He shouted on him for making bad friends, and he told Ronnie to be quiet, don't go outside. The media will be here within days. His dad was a businessman. They have so many business in the town, and his brother was the current chief minister of the state. Ronnie's family was high-profile to everybody. Knows their family. From childhood, Ronnie was restricted for everything. He had no such good friends. He used to sit in front of PC every time, like John did. Ronnie's mother was a headmaster in big engineering college. Hearing everything from his father, he went to his bed and took the PC. He logged into the chat and searched for Annie and other agents. No one was active, and he hasn't received any email from them. Ronnie thought they might be silent because John is still in the hospital, and they might be securing him from any other spies. All social media erupted with news, manipulating incident into other angles, because the names of the victim was John, and he was stabbed near a temple, and also national television was broadcasting the case, speculating the involvement of big politician's son, opposition parties raising this issue slowly, and police was getting pressure from higher officer to solve the case, but not to involve Ronnie's name, because the public was in anger. Faroon watching the news on his mobile phone with his friends. One of them, "This is your father, right? And this case comes under your father's station. He might get a good name and promotion if he solves this case, or else this case might go to CBI," Faroon says. He will and he has to. Faroon knows his father. If he gets so involved in this case, he will find out the culprit. Because Prabhu has good experience name in solving cases. He was so inspired by his father's achievements. But before the bribe case, Prabhu started the investigation, but there was not any clue or eyewitness to the case. So he visited the crime scene. A big mango tree, the leaves are dried. Birds are on the branches. There was nothing. He calls Raju. "Raju, did you get the forensic report?" "Yes, sir, just right now." "I was going to call you." "Then you called, sir, on the knife only John's. Fingerprint is identified. And also I have received a call from the hospital. They said they got a piece of, paper from his pants pocket." Prabhu took his jeep and directly went to the hospital. He calls the doctor. Prabhu was standing in the reception and he saw Gayatri walking into the hospital. Prabhu with a doubtful face followed Gayatri. She got into a lift and pressed the 6th floor. Life was almost going to close. Prabhu sprinted and stopped the door by waving his hand on the sensor. He got in and made eye contact, and both were standing still. Reaching the 6th floor, Gayatri cried and hugged him. Prabhu was breathing heavily.